We are here. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
How are you doing? We are
I'm
here.
doing all right.
And welcome
Yeah.
to my first special guest live stream. And we already have a few folks joining us tonight. So let's say hi to who is in the chat. As usual, my dad is in here saying hello, everybody from Northeast Texas. And he was not the first one here. I saw Lori was here quite early, but look, Granny's here. Daniel, we got Granny in the house.
Hi, guys.
Yep. And she was here and she
Yeah.
was here on time and ahead of time. And Lori
hmm
has been here. I think Lori made a comment. You made a comment like an hour before we went live or something. So she was ready to go. Um, and then let's see here. That's all we got, folks, in there. And then they're all saying hi to each other back and forth in there. So, so
Awesome.
that's cool. So everybody's doing good, and so I have Daniel on the channel today as a special guest because Daniel's channel, which is DG Outdoors channel, hit 3,000 subscribers this week. So we're having a party. So
Yep. Awesome.
congratulations,
Yeah.
Daniel.
Thank you, guys. That's cool. Yeah.
So I think most of the folks in here right now know you because you've been hanging out, and you're also my only member in the channel right now. It's only $1 if anybody wants to get unlimited early access to the videos. Um, the cat just knocked my other mouse off the desk. That wasn't nice. Don't do that. Stop it. Granny is saying so. Daniel can't see the chat, so I'm going to have to read it to him. And CL Fantasy Waves just checked in here. That's great. Daniel, Granny says congratulations, and Lori says
Thank you.
congratulations, and Dad and everybody's
Thank you.
telling you congratulations. So, why don't you just tell everybody to start with a little bit about what DG Outdoor Channels is about, and where you're from, where you're making videos from.
So I am from Southern Indiana, and what the DG Outdoors channel is about, it's a hunting, fishing, outdoor channel. I don't necessarily have a niche, but I like doing everything outdoors: hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, you name it, I'll go do it. And I've had this channel since 2019, so this year marks my sixth year on YouTube. And so getting to 3,000 subscribers for me has been a lot of fun and hard work, And I don't have the biggest channel, but I'm love what I'm doing, and I love the path that I have the channel going. So, yeah,
Yeah, very good. Geraldine just jumped in and said hello and congrats to you. Geraldine from down in Peru.
thank you.
Um, and we were on the live stream yesterday with Rob the Maritimer, and we're always in there on his live streams. And he made a point. I know you've been on YouTube for a long time, but it didn't take you 6 years to get to 3,000 subs. You really started pushing this kind of content and this topic for like 4 or 5 months, right?
So I started the channel in 2019, and so the live streams have just happened within the last month, and it's really helped my channel grow. Um, and I've made a lot of friends, like most of you guys out there that are watching this stream right now, thanks to Scott and Rob the Maritimer and some of the other people that I watch on how to do YouTube or certain things like that have really helped me to increase my subscriber count or my viewers and make a lot of new friends. So yeah, um,
Granny just wants to know how far away you are from Fort Wayne.
a couple hours.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne is northern Indiana. I'm more of, let's see, I'm probably an hour and a half south of Indianapolis. So
Yeah, you're about
yeah,
you're about
Fort Wayne.
you're like
Yeah,
halfway from Indy to the border on the southern border, right?
yeah. So I actually live in Lawrence County, Indiana. So I say southern Indiana. It's more like midwestern Indiana,
Yeah.
but still right there. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's pretty rural where you are, right? Would you say there's a lot of farm and stuff like that?
Farms and yeah. So I'm very lucky where I live because town is literally 2 minutes down the road, like 290-degree corners, and you're in the city that I live in.
Uh-huh.
So I live right outside of city limits, which gives me the opportunity to shoot air guns or firearms or archery equipment or actually hunt in my front yard or around my house like I
Yeah.
do. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen in your videos that you can basically step out of your door and you're in your like your porch or overhang, and then there's the power lines going off into the distance right there. You've got yourself a little archery range set up, and boom, you could just step
Yeah.
out. You could step out in your pajamas and hunt.
I've made my dream property on basically 2 acres of land, thanks to my in-laws who own it that let us live here and stuff. But it's pretty cool. I can basically do anything I want. Now, 3 years ago, I was living in an apartment in town and I hated it. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. I've been in this house for 23 years, and it's in town, and the town is getting bigger and bigger. We got about 120, 130,000 people in my city here. And that's only like a small little 25 square mile city. So we have about 4,000 people per square mile, something like that. And it's very crowded, very congested, but we still think of it as a little town in the country, but it's not. It's grown up. So um,
Right.
enjoy what you got while you got it, because I mean, there's not very many people that can step out of their front door and boom, there's their archery range right there.
Yeah.
So speaking of 3,000 subscribers and hunting, which you've got a lot of hunting content, and I know you've got a lot of crossbow content and setting up that crossbow, but you just bought yourself a little present for, I guess, for 3,000 subscribers. You kind of deserve it, right? So why don't you tell everybody who didn't see
Yeah.
your community post, what did you buy yourself?
So I have quite a few firearms. I've got a few shotguns, a few 22 rifles and things like that. But I finally bought my first deer rifle, and it is a Savage Model 110 308 bolt action rifle. And I'm excited to get out and try it for this deer season. Indiana just legalized um, to be able to use a high powered rifle on both public land and private property. It used to be where you could only use like certain rifle cartridges on private land, and you could only use like certain handgun cartridges with rifles on public. And now they finally just said you can use these certain rifles, and so that's what I'm doing.
Where are you going to go to? Where are you going to go to sight in the scope? Are you just going to do that at your little outdoor range right by your house there, or are you going to go somewhere else to sight it in?
So if you go, so when I moved onto this property, I asked my in-laws, where can I shoot? What's the safest direction? All that stuff, things like that. And if you walk right outside my front door, there's a hill that goes up into my front yard. And anytime I've made a firearm video or I shoot like actual firearms, I use that hill as a backstop. So I can get 20, 25 yards back and sight in my rifle that way. And I'm shooting into a hill. So I'm not like, you know, you got to know what's beyond your target and what's around you and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Firearm safety, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I've heard of people having ranges close to them, but I think you got everybody beat. That's extremely close. That's
well,
very convenient.
so we do. So about 10 minutes from here, there's a town called Judah, Indiana, and they just opened an indoor like uh, gun range, and it's $25 an hour to go. And I could do that, but I've never done that before. And I was like, well, as long as I'm shooting I put my target at the bottom of the little hill, so I know I've got enough backstop, and I should be okay.
Yep.
So,
To answer Granny's question, she is asking me if I hunt. She says she shoots with the camera, but she's also letting us
mhm.
know that she's very accurate with her firearms as well. So we won't be bugging Granny if we can help it. And Geraldine says she only does tequila shots. So that's as good, right? To answer her question, I have not been hunting before, Granny, but I am up for a try. As you might know, down here in Florida, we have a problem with invasive species. There's coyote and there's wild boar which of all things, the wild boar here, Daniel, were introduced to Florida by the Spaniards exploring in the 1500s. So, like, think Ponce de Leon and these guys show up and they've got wild boar on their boats for food, and they bring them onto Florida and let them go, or they escaped or whatever. And those wild pig and wild boar have lived here for 500 years, and they're out in the Everglades and they're out in our woods and stuff like that. So the rule in Florida is you can hunt wild boar without a permit, no permit needed, year round. Take them. They're happy for you to take them as much as you can. So Granny likes
So
the tequila shots too. That's funny.
Indiana does have feral hogs.
Yeah.
Not where I live, but I think more northern Indiana or maybe more southern. I can't exactly, but I know for a fact we have them, and there is no hunting season on them. You can hunt them all the time. It's just if I had hogs where I was at, I'd definitely be hunting hogs all the time because they're a nuisance.
Yeah.
Their litters are huge and they rut everything up and they'll destroy
And
property and crops and all
and
kinds
they're
of stuff.
starting to
So
show up in the suburbs here. They're starting to work their way out of the Everglades into neighborhoods. Somebody posted a picture from Boca Raton pretty recently, which is a pretty upscale residential neighborhood, and they were just at nighttime walking around in people's yards and stuff. And they're pretty dangerous, you know. They got those big tusks.
oh yeah.
Um, so, I'm not up for it. There's a lot of companies down here. If you want to pay a company, they'll take you out on a hunt. So if I were to go, I might be interested in signing up with one of these local tour guide companies. They'll take you out. And the other big thing that people go after is turkey down here. That's pretty popular. There's a lot of turkey hunting in the Everglades, but I hear they're a
Well,
lot
you got
harder to
that
get.
also what's that called? The ocellated turkey or something like the one that's only native to Florida.
I couldn't tell you, buddy. I
Um,
believe you. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Granny says they've had the boar show up in the woods out back from her, so they're around.
Well, Granny, I might come down to your
And
property if they
she's
got some hogs.
right. You can go help her out. And they got
Yeah.
we have bobcat running around and stuff. And today I saw a little raccoon trundling along in the backyard, thinking he's the boss. They're out there. It is what it
Oh yeah.
is. Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Monica and her channel. And Monica almost always joins us for these live streams, but she's under the weather right now. So I want you all to keep her in your prayers. She's feeling, I think she was saying stuffy and sniffles and all that business. And she's, 5-6 hours ahead of us. So it'd be like 2 a.m. if she was to try to join the live stream. And with her working a job now that she's finally got a job during the day, she's got to be on top of things there. So she needs her rest. I said to her, don't dare join this live stream. You got to be sleeping. But y'all keep her in your prayers. She's not feeling great, and she'll be okay. But just wanted to bring that up and mention that I told her we'd be thinking of her. And as some of you might have known, we did a collaboration video and released it last Sunday. Monica and I both interviewed each other, took turns, did a Zoom call just like this, and interviewed each other, and then released those as separate videos, not as a live stream, but as separate videos. And I interviewed her and put that on my channel, and she interviewed me and put that on her channel. And that was pretty cool. Did you watch any of that, Daniel, or not yet?
I believe I watched most of yours and some of hers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the live streams, if I watch on a replay, I listen to it like kind of like a podcast at work or something when I'm
Mm-hmm.
working, so I have something to listen to. But yeah,
That's the nice thing about a lot of these things. Like even this video we're doing right now, people can listen to this as audio, They can just like be doing something else and they can be listening to us chatting. You know what I mean?
yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, Granny says Monica has the coolest accent. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yep. And Dad's sending his best wishes to her too. Did you get a chance? Hey, let's real quick. I'm gonna change the view and do some screen sharing real quick. Let me. You won't be able to see this, Daniel, but I'm gonna pop over and look at a couple of stats. Where is the screen I want to go to? This should work. There we go. All right, so there's my dashboard as usual. We're at 2974 on the subscribers. Just trailing barely behind you, Daniel. Oh, you know what I got to get? He's not showing up in here. I got to add him. Come on, Daniel. Where's Daniel? Hold on. Did I lose you, Daniel? He just dropped out. We just lost him. Hold on. Where'd you go, Daniel? I wonder if his phone disappeared it, because our buddy Daniel here, he just dropped away. Where'd you go, Daniel? Let me go to. I got a chat with him going on. Let me see if something happened to him. I wonder if his phone died. He's doing a Zoom from a phone, so maybe he'll be able to answer that. Tell me what happened. In the meantime, well, I was gonna show ya. Let's just hop over there to what I was gonna see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Daniel's channel is right here, DG Outdoors channel. You can see he's got 3,000 subscribers, 2,000 videos. And if anybody here doesn't have it, I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat, just in case some of you haven't been there before. Yeah, he's not answering me, so maybe he really did knock his phone off. And I also had the Social Blade page that I was showing you folks a little while ago, and you can see his subscriber growth growing from 2,900, 900, boom, and he hit that 3,000 on the 19th right there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to show you guys was Lori's channel. And while we wait and see if Daniel's going to come back or not. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can get him back in here. Hold on a second. Daniel's on a free version of Zoom, and I think they knocked him out. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get him another invite back in. Let's try that. Maybe that works. Maybe he'll join back up with us here. Yep, here he is. It's pretty funny. Oh, hey, he's back. Welcome back. That's okay. Welcome back. Yeah, and I gotta add you back into my
recording in progress.
Recording in progress. Cool. There you go. Hey, look, Outdoor Tennessean just joined. I haven't seen you in a little while, buddy. I don't know if you folks remember, we were looking at the Outdoor Tennessean channel a little while ago on one of our first live streams. I was looking at his video. He is so nice. You guys got to check him out with his boy, the Outdoor Tennessean. As a matter of fact, let me grab his channel link and put that in the. Here we go. Put that in the chat. Go to channel. Because I want everybody.
I hope it doesn't kick me back out again, because it told me that it's like your free 30-minute session had expired or something. I was like, oh, great, because I have the free version right now. So
yeah, well, maybe you got another 30 minutes from now, so we'll just have to cut the jibber jabber. There you go. So, hey, there, just drop that in the chat. There's the link to Outdoor Tennessean. Great channel. I really enjoyed it, and he's got some cool videos doing outdoor stuff with his boy. Super cool. But
That's
what
awesome.
I was about to show folks when we got so rudely interrupted was Lori's channel. Let's go over there and let me find Lori Soul Circle. So Lori has done two interesting videos recently on AI. One of them was her live stream recently. She did this live stream about AI versus authenticity. Was really cool. Nice little sort of sit and talk and chat about your own authentic voice and why that's important. And then she just, after that, recently came out with this AI is rewriting history on YouTube and why you need to tell your story. Two awesome videos kind of around the same topic of what AI is doing. And, I see a lot of AI experts, and some of them say, tomorrow it's going to eliminate us all and wipe us all out. And other people say, no, it's like 5 years away before it can take really important jobs and stuff like that. But as far as us, if you think about it, the stuff that we do on YouTube is probably going to be some of the first stuff to get replaced, because I'm already finding myself clicking into a video and I find it an interesting topic and I start watching it and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is IE. This is IE. This is AI. What is IE? This is AI and this isn't real. I find myself watching a video and I'm like, somebody had AI write this script and then had an AI voice record the voiceover and made a bunch of AI AI like video and stuff is not real. So maybe the content's right, maybe the content's accurate, but who's to know and who's to say? So yeah, outdoor Tennessean, our favorite volunteer. Do you know the place where I live down here, Fort Lauderdale, is named after William Lauderdale from Tennessee, famous general who came down here from Tennessee to fight the Indians in the 1850s. So Fort Lauderdale and William Lauderdale, I have a nice video going out to visit his equestrian statue, one of the only equestrian statues in my city, named after General William Lauderdale, the famous Tennessean general. Talk about outdoorsmen. Those folks were something. So yeah, so Daniel, I was just wanting to, I guess, touch base a little bit more about your channel, just the basics on your channel. Like, what do you think you're going to be, what are your plans for the videos over the next month or two? I know that we're kind of hot and heavy into hunting season, so I guess you want to try and capture some of that, but what other things are you thinking about doing for your channel?
Well, this is actually this deer season. I've decided not to film my hunts. I'm more focused on just enjoying the hunt itself and not having to worry about the camera. But I do make some shorts and things if I see squirrels or something. It's cool. But uh, your question was what do I got going on for the next couple of months
Yeah,
here?
what are you thinking about?
I've got product reviews coming up. I've got some brand new tactical boots over there I still got to do a review on. I'm eventually going to get out with my 308 and do a firearms review on that. And who knows what I've got planned. I've kind of slowed down my videos a little bit, but I have made myself a schedule to like certain days I'm going to make YouTube videos to hold myself accountable, because sometimes like, oh, I don't feel like doing a video, but if I like make a plan like this is going to get done today, then I'm going to do it. So but some product reviews, things like that, and I just basically I don't really have a plan. I guess it's like, hey, I'm going to do a review on this today or that, and um that's basically what I do.
I can tell you from personal experience that product review videos, they do very well. And, you get a lot of views. But the thing is, people are either thinking about buying something or they just bought something. And both of those people want to watch videos about that thing, So, like, if they're thinking about buying that rifle, they're going to watch every video in the world to try and talk themselves into buying it. And if they've just now bought it, they're going to watch every video they can, like, to convince themselves that they made the right decision. They want to confirm that bias that I made the right decision and I bought the right thing. So, but like what I've also found is you'll get a lot of people who watch that video, but they won't watch the crossbow videos or the flashlight videos. It's really tough to find someone who will join your channel because of a product review, unless you're reviewing a lot of very similar products. Like if you reviewed the rifle and then you reviewed the scope and then you reviewed the targets that you're using and then you reviewed the ammo and maybe did some comparison on which ammo works better in that gun and stuff like that, you'll start to get some return viewers from the same topic. But if you just do the rifle now and then next week you do a review about a side-by-side and then next week you do one about like unrelated stuff, you're going to get people watching those. But like out of 500 viewers, maybe one of them sticks around and becomes a recurring viewer. You know what I mean?
So like I kind of base it on what do I like to do? What are the things that I like? But my videos change with the seasons. So because I have a hunting and fishing and outdoor channel, so like starting in spring, I might do a bunch of turkey hunting related videos, like calls and things like that. And what is I don't Scott oh, okay. um it's like, turkey calls and things like that as we're bringing in turkey season. And then I got all my fishing stuff, like I go hardcore for fishing, and then I'm back to the crossbow thing because archery season's going to come in, or this 22. Because so I try to, my, but I understand exactly what you're saying, and that may hurt me a little bit. But like someone might subscribe to me because they like all my fishing videos. Well, now I'm not doing fishing videos, so I might lose those views for that time because I'm talking about a crossbow, or I'm talking about this archery target. I'm doing that, but it's like I do what I like to do, and it's like
I
I've
think
always
that's the
done it for
right thing
years
to
that
do.
way.
Daniel, I think that's the
Yeah.
right thing to do is be yourself and
Yeah.
and just focus on the stuff that you are really interested in doing. And if your enthusiasm is genuine, people are going to pick up on that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I do.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I made a video recently, just this past week, about how to overcome embarrassment and how to get over speaking to people, speaking to the camera, talking to strangers, meeting new people, and embracing being embarrassed, and how it's okay, not just okay to be embarrassed, but you should almost seek it out and seek out ways to force yourself to be embarrassed talking to people, because after a while it stops being embarrassing. And I don't know if that's something you've struggled with when you hit record on the camera, or especially when you go live, because when you go live you can't edit it. It's just, it is what it is, like what we're
Right.
doing right now. Do you ever feel any kind of that, like, camera shyness or anything like that?
So I have learning disabilities. I have ADHD, I have anxiety, and sometimes that plays a huge part because what you guys don't see on a video is the 5 times I've tried to film that intro. Or I have a hard time. I've done something so much, I have a hard time explaining it. Or I feel like I know exactly what I'm talking about, but me trying to explain what I know to talk about sometimes is very hard for me. And um, well, let's see. Let me think about one of the videos. I was talking about, I did an archery video with my compound bow, and I was talking about long stabilizers versus short stabilizers, which is a weight you put on the front of your bow to stabilize your bow when you're shooting. And for me to explain that to somebody, which is super simple, I did that take like 20 times.
Really?
And it's just something that I've had to learn to deal with, is overcoming issues that I have, just like anybody else. And sometimes, and live streams are hard for me sometimes because, like the last live stream I did on myself, I kept getting distracted. I had that gentleman in the comments that was asking some really dumb questions, and my brain was all like this, and I kept bringing me off topic. And eventually, I had a plan of telling my YouTube journey on that live stream, and it just came into me talking about hunting and fishing and things that way, and telling stories, which turned out fine, but it was still like really hard for me.
Well, it didn't
And
help. It didn't help that that crazy person was in there asking you so many just completely off the wall questions out of left field. And it really seemed like he
right,
was trying to derail the whole thing and just distract you. And I think everybody could tell that you were doing your best to be patient and try to be nice. But he was starting to ask you to defend your religion and all this nonsense. And, like, that's not what you're
right,
trying to talk about. That's not what that video is
nope,
about. So I think you handled that really well, but you had a lot of things going against you the way that guy was acting. You know what I mean?
right. And another thing is too, my channel got started because I work at a nursing home, and I used to work in their kitchen, and I had people that work with me. And one day they're like, you should start a YouTube channel and like strap a GoPro to your head. It'd be so stupid that no one would watch it. And it empowered me one day to say, you know what? I want to start this YouTube channel, and I really don't care how it grows or how it goes, but I can also remember this. People say, don't tell anybody about your YouTube channel. I tell everybody about my YouTube channel. I don't care. That's all I talk about, hunting and fishing. Okay. And I don't have Asperger's, but people would think I have Asperger's because I like to talk about certain subjects all the time. That's me. That's my thing. And, but But I can remember sitting at 28 subscribers forever and begging all my friends I knew, my family, my parents watch my YouTube channels. Now they don't watch it all the time, but they'll pop up every once in a while and say, "Hey, I saw this video," or whatever. And it's because I post so much. It's like it's hard to watch everything, number one. And number two, it's like they've got lives like everybody else has lives, and they're not always sitting in front of their computer or TV watching YouTube. And but um but then I can remember the first time I hit 100 subscribers, like, oh my God, I hit 100 subscribers. And it was the coolest feeling. And now I'm at 3,000 and 3,006, actually. I checked today. But it's pretty cool journey. So yeah.
Yeah, the worst thing is when you first hit 3,000 and then it can drop back down to 2,999 again and go back and forth a couple times, so that can be a little annoying, right? I don't know.
So I had a guy the other day. I had put something on my post about because I have videos in the past where I like reviewed a whole bunch of different hunting gloves and like hunting socks and different things like that. And I'm like, instead of refilming these videos, I like to put them on a post and you guys can click on them and watch them. And I said, would you guys be willing to watch it? And 60% said yes. And the other guy goes, I don't even know why you show up on my feed. And I was like, well, I hate to tell you this, but you probably like some of the similar content that I put out, which is why I'm showing up on your feed right now. And that's how I answered his comment. But yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So
that is pretty funny. Well, I just noticed looking at the screen here that you and me are both wearing camo hats today. But my hat is brand new. This is a new hat that my wife just got me. And mine says
Sweet.
Smile More on it. You know what that is, Daniel? You ever heard of Smile More?
I think I've heard of it, but I'm not exactly sure. So why don't you tell me?
That's the YouTube channel for Roman Atwood, who is the OG YouTuber for like 20 years. And he started out doing prank channels, prank videos. And like 20 years ago, Roman Atwood had these prank channels, pranking people and doing stuff. But these days, it's just him and his wife doing daily vlogs, and they go camping, and they own a laundromat, and they own a car wash, and they have kids, and it's just a daily vlog as they go about their life now. And sometimes they go out in a RV, and sometimes they bought a helicopter, and he goes flying around in the helicopter, and they do giveaways and stuff, So my wife bought this hat for me and entered in the contest for buying a hat, So I got my Smile More hat on
That's
today.
awesome.
So, and
mine says
I'm also
DG
wearing a
Outdoors.
Smile More T-shirt, but that's a lot harder to see. But yeah. Granny says she used to work in a nursing home too when she was very young. And she said she's got a daughter who's 30 and a son 26. Both said you just have to be you and people will find you. That's what both of them said.
Right.
I think so. I think the reason that Rob says don't tell your family about your channel, about YouTube, is because he's worried that you're going to get people subscribing to you who won't watch the videos, and that would be bad. It would be bad to have people subscribe to you who never watch your videos, because then that tells YouTube that your videos are so bad even your subscribers don't like it, because YouTube doesn't know they're related to you, right?
Yep.
But I see the logic in that. But at the same time, if you're excited about it and you talk about it all the time and you tell some people and they go subscribe, they're probably going to watch your videos, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well,
so I guess I have changed a lot of things. So listening to Rob or Nick Nimmin or Brian G. Johnson, people like that teach you how to do YouTube, there are things that I've changed, like my thumbnails. I put text in my thumbnails. And have I noticed a big difference between people clicking on videos that have text in my titles versus not? I don't know, but it's something I like to do. And as far as now, my filming, a lot of my intros are 16:9, like vertical. And I'm trying to step away from that. I used to have an intro on every single one of my videos. They'd go, "Hey y'all, welcome back to the DG Outdoors channel. In today's video, we're talking about this."
Yeah.
I quit doing that. I try to jump right into my video now and get straight to the point, and I try to film everything, like full screen. It seems to be helping, but that's not for everybody, and it's just things that I felt like have started to work for me, I guess.
Yeah, I had cut my intro out for a while because everybody was saying, stop doing intros, stop doing intros. vidIQ is saying that, and Brian G. Johnson, and everybody saying, don't do intros, just jump right into it. But, you know, I, it's kind of a brand thing, and it's got that music I like and stuff. So what I'm doing now is kind of a combo. It's, I'll play the intro, but I'll start talking over it almost immediately, or in the edit. I'll
Right.
put my talking in as the intro starts up. And by the way, we must reprimand somebody because Monica just showed up and said, hi, everyone, which is ridiculous because
Hi,
Monica,
Monica.
come on, Monica. It's like 1:30 in the morning and you're not feeling good and you're sick. You should be in bed sleeping, getting better. But she just
She's my
wanted.
best friend, so don't give her too much of a hard
I
time.
know, she's our buddy, but I think she must have just wanted to drop in and say hi to the two of us, right?
Yeah, she told me she'd be here, so thank you for showing up, Monica, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, you got to get well soon.
Oh,
Go ahead.
speaking of AI, okay, you were talking about AI earlier. I watched Lori's live stream and her new video today on AI. AI has helped me a lot. I downloaded ChatGPT, and I talk to it all the time, and it gives me, like, if I need video ideas or, hey, what questions should I ask during this live stream? It's a great tool for that. But not only that, I can get up to 5 pictures for free on the free version that I can use for thumbnails. It'll help me make thumbnails. And I have a friend named Jimmy, and a lot of my videos are not monetized because um, I had copyrighted music in there.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I used music that was in the editing app that I was using and put the licensing in my video and the description, and they still copyright flagged me. So my buddy Jimmy and I sat down, wrote Meet Me in the Outdoors that you guys hear a lot in my videos. I wrote the jingle. He put the background music in with an AI app and the singer in there. That's all AI. And now I can use that anytime I want to because it's not copyrighted. Technically, I own the license through my YouTube channel. And then I have another song, the perfect shot that you guys hear in a lot of my archery videos. It's more of a heavy metal rock version that I really like. And I said, can I have a song based on this band and this style of music? And we created that song. And then I have another one called Big Fish Equal Big Fun that he wrote me for when I do my fishing videos. So I have different intro songs based on what kind of video I'm going to make. And it's all AI generated and it works awesome for me. And so I don't get copyright claimed anymore on my songs or on my music. So
That's pretty interesting. Like, how long did it take you to create all of that?
So I was at work one day and I was like, meet me in the outdoors. Let's have some fun. And I just kind of jotted it down and I sent him the lyrics. And then within 10 minutes, he had a song going.
Wow.
And if it's a longer song, then he just prompts the app. I can't remember exactly what AI app he uses, like a music generator. I can ask him, but I know that he is actually working on like a full album of songs that he wrote that AI will put together for him.
Wow.
So it's actually kind of cool.
Now I'm going to have to go back and listen to your videos and see if I can detect anything as being AI, because I never noticed it before when I was watching the videos. I never thought about it. Never even crossed my mind,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, my dad says that's cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Monica's giving us the rundown in the chat about dropping into the hospital, not feeling good, and they're giving her medication. I'm not gonna cram all that onto the screen here, but we are definitely praying for you, lady. We got you
Yes,
in our
ma'am.
prayers. Yep.
Yep.
Granny was saying that her live was full of a bunch of technical difficulties. If I scroll back, I can find that. What did she say? Yeah, last night my live stream kept having technical difficulties. Were you watching that, Daniel? Did you see that?
So 8 o'clock she goes live, and I clicked on there, and I was like, she was only on for 15 minutes. This is really weird. But then about an hour later, she came on, and I was watching it. And uh, I have something to say on a side note from Granny. She got the idea, and I'll talk about it here in a second.
Okay.
But uh, she said that she was having all kinds of glitches. She was talking about what she wants to get her husband for his birthday, or what she should do for pies or cakes or whatever. It was a great live stream. I love Granny's live streams because it's just a breath of fresh air. When yeah, I know that word came out wrong. But like the way that she says certain things and the lines that just the way she is awesome. And yeah.
Here's her channel. I just brought it up on screen, and we can see she does a lot of those vertical videos like you sometimes do with your live streams, vertical.
Yeah.
And I don't watch a whole lot of stuff on my phone. I watch most of my stuff on my computer. When I'm with my phone, a lot of times it's just to have something on audio, so I'll put something on and maybe put in my AirPods and not really be watching. But she has a lot of this vertical type stuff, and a lot of that's shorts. Of course, shorts are like that.
Well,
But she
the
does her
thing
live
is
stream. She'll be
too,
walking around, right? She'll do live streams where she'll just walking around her neighborhood and stuff sometimes, right?
I'm not sure. The most of the ones I've seen, she's sitting in her comfy chair in the living
Yeah.
room, chit chatting about this and that, and flower gardens and
No, you're
all
right.
kinds of
Most of
stuff.
them, she's sitting in that brown chair, right? We're talking about your
Oh
granny.
yeah. So
I'm probably thinking of
Granny,
actual recorded videos where she's walking around the neighborhood and stuff. Those are probably more
she
like,
did one in her local thrift store. She went thrifting the other day.
really?
I know that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Was it yeah, thrift store mission? Here it is. That's funny.
Yep.
Going to the thrift store. Well, let me put her channel in the chat so everybody can see that and have access to that by just popping it, because it's a hard time to find it. Believe it or not, there's a bunch of channels out there that are called like Granny's Corner, but she's the only Granny's Southern Corner, and that's the trick. And I learned that when I was looking for Granny's Corner. I was like, I can't find her anywhere, but um,
So
it's Granny's Southern Corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. When I started my YouTube channel, the reason I called it DG Outdoors channel and not DG Outdoors like I had originally done
Yeah.
is because there was other channels called DG Outdoors, and so I put channel on the end and capitalized everything, or well, I originally did, but then I changed it. And it kind of set me apart from these other channels. And at one point, I had the channel named DG Outdoors Channel Faith in the Outdoors because I am a Christian. I do believe in God, and I do promote my faith on here. Not enough to like put it in your face, because that's not what I'm about,
Yeah.
but enough to say, hey, prayer works, and I'm gonna, testify to that.
Yeah.
But then I learned to shorten my channel name, and so I went back to DG Outdoors Channel. Now I have thought about doing DG Outdoors Channel with Daniel. I just haven't. I thought about it. I just haven't changed it. If I do decide to do that, but I probably won't.
Granny says, yes, I sit for the lives most of the time, but I do a video a lot and drag y'all with me. That's what I'm thinking. She takes the video and makes a video as she's walking around either her garden or the neighborhood or, like you said, the thrift store or wherever she decides to go. I'll just make a video. But the live streams, she's just hanging out on the couch, sitting in the living room, chilling out. Right?
So the cool thing, Granny, I'm going to promote your channel right now. We're all my friends. I'll promote all their channels, but she does a thing where she reads some Laura Ingalls books.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
from
right.
what I've heard, thanks to Miss Lori, is that Granny is doing this so that when I don't know if when she passes away or however this works, she's reading the books so that her grandchildren can hear her voice when she's reading the books later in life. And it's a way to look back on their grandmother. I'm thinking about starting this thing where once a week I have all kinds of hunting and fishing books over there, like 500 deer hunting tips. It's a book of 500 different tips. And I can sit down and I can read these tips and kind of talk about it on a video and explain things and things like that about deer hunting, whether it's about scouting, whether it's about different rifle cartridges or things like that. Give me things. And I like books because they're hard information these days. Like books, I'm not saying are a thing of the past, but not very many people read books anymore. Let's just be honest with YouTube and all that kind of stuff and whatever. So I've got like turkey hunting books. I've got fishing books. So when I'm doing fishing stuff, I can say, okay, spinner baits are used for this, and this is why they do that. And I can kind of use the books to my advantage. And I think Granny kind of inspired me to get my books out and do videos reading certain things and using tips and learning that way. So I think that'll work.
Yep. I forgot about the reading books, and you know, I've done a couple of nature readings here on my channel, and I had a better. Remember last time I did it, and I was trying to show it on screen, and it was so tiny.
Yes.
And even I couldn't read it. Well, I figured what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to read a nature section from my Kindle, but let me show you the really cool scene I had set up. I had a really cool scene set up, and I won't go into it today because we're getting late anyway. But I had a really nice way to display this book here. So we'll have to get caught up on what Julius Caesar wrote about nature in the Gallic Wars another time. We'll do that some other time. But not tonight, because tonight's about Daniel and celebrating 3,000 subscribers and giving you a party. You know, I'd love to tell you I bought something nice for you, but I was going to get you a present. But then I saw that you bought yourself a rifle, and I said, no, I can't top it. I can't top the Savage. So
that's all right. So with your channel, you get out into some pretty cool places. Other than airports, which I really like that video. That was just neat. I didn't know any about those waiting areas by the landing and all that stuff. That was cool. But what I really enjoy, I have videos that I've posted from like turkey seasons in the past. I've never shot a turkey, but I just go hiking trails and fire lanes and stuff on public land and crossing creeks and just getting out and enjoying that early spring. You know, everything's starting to get green. You can hear the birds. And when I look back at all those hunts, I could care less if I harvest an animal. I just like being out there in nature and enjoying the weather and all kinds of stuff and getting to see some really cool scenery.
Yeah.
You know, that's the neat thing.
Yep.
So
getting to hear it and smell it and sit in it and be away from the traffic and not hear. You know, this past Saturday, I did my trick where I go on Google Maps and I just sort of scan around looking for green letter texts. And I found a place I never even knew existed. Here's the flyers for it. It's called Grassy Waters Preserve, and they have a nice little nature area where they're giving away these little booklets, you know, and like what's really cool about these, which I love, is that it includes a trail map. So you're walking around, and I don't have to pull out my phone every time to see how far through the trail have I gotten and how far is it to, the end or whatever. This one here's Cypress Boardwalk was really neat. I walked around in that, and alligators in the lake. The boardwalk butts up to the lake, and there's actually a canoe launching spot where you can you go and register with them, and they'll take you on a canoe tour out into the Everglades if you want. I don't know if I'd want to be in a canoe in a lake that I literally see the alligators. And then there's this other really big map that I got that's pretty neat, and it's a poster, and it's got the entire nature preserve with multiple trail. There's 1, 2, there's another one down at the bottom. So I'll probably put this one. I'll put this poster back here on the wall somewhere because it's pretty cool. But Grassy Waters Preserve, very neat, and I never knew it existed. I just wouldn't have seen it except Saturday morning. Had some chores to do Saturday morning, and when they were done, it was about 11 o'clock, and I thought, it's cool out. It's not hot anymore. Summer's back is broken, and we're into autumn, and I'm just going to scan around on the map, and there it was off of a place we got down here called the Beeline Highway. Granny might even know about the Beeline Highway, and I just popped that into Google Maps, said hit directions, and got in my car and went exploring. I had no idea what I was in for. Lori, just so you know, I did mention you when I made the video because you said you always want to know. You always want to know if there's bathrooms, and there are public bathrooms at that park. Hey, I just got that same message that this free meeting will end in 10 minutes, so we might get knocked out of here. I'm gonna have to pay to upgrade Zoom if I want to keep doing this. Daniel, if this gets knocked out, we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon because we're coming up on top of the hour anyway. But
We can go ahead and wrap it up if you want to. That'll be cool. I mean,
yeah, let me just get caught up on some chat, see if I miss any messages. Granny says, I'll show you some green spaces when you're covered in snow. Yeah, when we're all covered in snow. Yeah, when the folks up north and Daniel's all covered in snow, we'll be showing you the green spaces. And Granny says, "Oh yeah, I know the Beeline. She's been there plenty of times. It's pretty big highway down here, straight line highway, the Beeline Highway." So yeah, let's go ahead and sign off. And once again, everybody, if you haven't already subscribed to DG Outdoors channel, what the heck is wrong with you? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life even? You got to get over But I think we're all subscribed to each other's channel for sure. I would be very surprised if any of us in this chat and any of us watching the live stream have not already heard of it, maybe with the exception of the Tennessean. A lot of people don't know about his channel because I haven't talked to him since maybe my first live stream. And I went over and looked at his channel. So I dropped him in the chat, and I'll tag everybody. I always tag everybody in a community post tomorrow. So if you haven't looked at the Tennessean and his channel, be sure to do that too. But any other thoughts, Daniel, before we say goodnight?
I want to say hello to all my friends. Thank you for joining. Since I've started live streaming, all you guys have became friends, and my friends, I mean. And one quick note before we go. In my town, we have a thing called Blue Springs Caverns, and it's literally an underwater cave tour. You get in a boat and you go under, and it's like the longest running underwater cave system, I think, if I remember right. And it's really cool. I've been there once, but it's hard to make a video because they shut the lights off and it's pitch black in this cave. But it stays like 52 degrees all year long underground. It's like $40 to go tour it, and you get to take a boat tour, and it's really cool.
Wow.
But yeah, look that up. I think you like the pictures of it, Scott.
For a second, I thought you were talking about like cave water diving, which I would never do.
No.
Those guys,
so
but
I would. Tour.
But a boat tour would be really neat. That sounds awesome.
It is cool. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for joining me. Congratulations on 3,000. Well deserved and well earned. And I'm right behind you. I'll be catching you any minute.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And don't forget, we're all going to make it. You got this. See you later.
Bye, guys.